All right, this I am extremely excited for this one. It's Dargaribdis again, and I have the pleasure of in the post OSP world casting a ANS versus ANS mirror match. So I'm assuming that the majority of the fleets are going to be tailored for fighting OSP, but instead of fighting OSP, oopsie, all ANS. Very excited, very excited. I think it's going to be real interesting. And I hope we don't wind up, people aren't just bringing in their old style battleship spam fleets. So this has a great deal of potential to be a weird game, a very weird game, because the OSP update changed a bunch of things and it changed a lot of fleet doctrine for the ANS. And assuming that the players here, who are all highly experienced, have adapted to that change in fleet doctrine. Yeah, and we actually see some people talking about that in in the chat. Well, one guy talking about that in the chat, that things are different. The rules have changed. The world has changed. And yeah, it's oh man, I'm ready. I'm ready. I have no idea what these people bring to the party, and I hope it's going to be more light cruisers and maybe a couple Axfords. But I've really been enjoying the light cruiser and Reigns combo that a lot of people seem to be using. Because light cruisers are mobile, they can keep up with or avoid the high speed of the OSP ships. Because most of the OSP players are using sun drives for, I mean, they're really good. There's almost no reason to not use them. They're worth in almost every situation. Um, and yeah, being really slow is kind of a problem when your enemy's really fast, especially when it comes to capping points. So a lot of people go on light cruisers to prevent a point victory. And I'm hoping that ANS versus ANS is going to be a lot of light cruisers. And oh, ooh, destroyers. Yeah, destroyers too. I'm down for some destroyers. Oh yeah, look at those teams. This is beautiful. Para Axfords, Axford and a couple Corvettes, pair of Voxels and a Sprinter, and then just one Voxel and a Sprinter. What is on these ships? I have to know. What's on REM's? Oh no. Oh, this is terrifying. All right. We're gonna keep an eye on this one. Yeah, cause you're dangerous to yourself and possibly others. Love life is over here. Okay, blankets and Pinard, Pennard, Pennard. Yeah, I actually don't know the proper way to say that. Okay, it's pretty standard. Warrior like cruisers. Got okay. Some standard. Just war Axford. Man, everybody is gunning up. I like it. I expect the cannons. Respect the cannons, I should say. That it's no longer all about the missiles. I mean, one guy is going ham on the missiles. Everybody else on this team. Blue team, pretty standard, very cannon gun centric, mobile force. Not the fastest with these heavy cruisers. All right, let's take a look. Interesting. So instead of normal PD, a bunch of AMMs with a pair of Auroras, beam turret, and a few cannons. This is a monster. I'm a little afraid of that, and I'm not in this game. What do we got over here? Cannons, combat, defender, Sarissa. Okay, it's pretty standard. Some Type 3 launchers on these sprinters. Alright. On top of 6 missiles. Top of some cannons. These are spread out all over the place. That has... Oh, man. That's got a lot of potential as well. And then it looked like a beam team. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Look at all those beam cannons. They're spread out, which is unfortunate. I was really hoping they'd be extremely centralized. And it looks like the electronic warfare has started. You know, you don't see as much electronic warfare when OSP is on the field, partially because their radar is already crap, so it doesn't need to be messed with anymore. Partially because half the team doesn't have much in the way of E-War. But when it's military on military, oh yes, the E-War comes out, and the missiles and the... You know, this is such a different game from what I've been seeing lately, but this sort of thing that's happening right here was the norm for so long. And we've got another pack of beams, just 3. I wonder how this guy got 5 and this guy got 3. His internals must be out of control, or it's probably those missile launchers. Yeah, it's those missile launchers. Missiles are very expensive, and they were probably pretty high quality missiles. I didn't get a good look at them. 2 and 2s. I like the lowercase here. Retaliation. Just subdued. You know, not too crazy. Fighting has already begun. Somebody got blown up. I don't know what happened to this. I think a couple of those missiles hit it. Yeah, that's the only thing that makes sense. Yeah, and with these blast patterns. Yeah. Another 300 hybrids and a few parries. Yeah, I mean, if you're bringing hybrids on your destroyers, that's gonna amp your costs. And is it gonna work? Oh, yes, it is. Oh, no, those are gunshots. The missiles are just flying every which way. Well, the parries are doing exactly what they need to do. The Type 1s are being effective ANMs. This Voxel has taken some damage. Very high lethality. No more... none of this. OSP is kind of weird and different and scary, so the players don't really want to push hard because they're learning a new type of fleet, and the op for the OSP doesn't want to push hard either because they're not sure what to expect. But these folks have been playing ANS versus ANS for quite some time now, and everybody is very aggressive. I love it. Ships are coming in here. Experts. Oh, is this? Huh, interesting. Because Totem is the name from one of the starter fleets. And so I figured that would be what this was. It doesn't appear to be. Absolute barrage of Type 2 hybrids coming at you. Got the funky hybrid coming at you. And they're not enough. I mean, one gets through. It doesn't really do that much because they're 2s, which means they're 1. Oh, here we go. Terminal maneuvers, still not enough. Just a couple getting by. I mean, that's effective. This is a very damaged Reigns, but I don't know if that was worth. No, no. This is a Keystone. This is a Keystone. Reigns? What time is it? I'm falling asleep at the wheel over here. A couple more get through. Yeah, I think blowing up a Beamer Keystone is absolutely worth your hybrid 2s. Those are very dangerous. As some of you may or may not be aware, Laser Owl. Where? I'm surprised at how effective the rebounds are at dealing with these H2s. It's certainly not a perfect screen, but it's blowing up more than I would have expected, considering how strong hybrids are. And how many more of these you have? Silent Striker. A lot. A lot more. That's awesome. I love it. Taking hits. This Keystone's definitely going to go down before doing any beam damage. Yeah, there goes the magazine. And probably a bunch of missiles hitting as well. Probably little column A, little column B. Not technically dead, but pretty much dead. Yeah. Oh, it's been grayed out. Yeah, it's dead. It's dead. She ain't coming back, hoss. More of these Type 2 hybrids. I am digging it. And because ANS versus ANS isn't as common anymore, means strong, good missiles like hybrids aren't as common as anymore. So people have gone a little lax on the PD. And I think that ship is going to be the MVP of this game. Just straight up. It's either going to be this or the Solomon. And who is firing apparently at something. Oh man, firing at several somethings. Bombing at this voxel and lasing at this voxel, which is definitely dead. Too busy watching the missiles and delighting in violent explosions to notice the quiet little gun battle happening over here. Yeah, mostly thanks to the Solomon. What does it got? 66s. Those are 450s. Yeah. 66, 68. It's the what's the 250? It's the 64. It's the 250. Yeah. This ship looks mean. The redded out gun barrels. Yeah, I don't know how effective all these AMMs are gonna be, but we'll see. Especially against hybrids. Yeah, they're just not fast enough to keep up to do the intercept. The Aurora's working. Fortunately for the Solomon, it was being fired at something else. I imagine Type 2 sprinters, since they have Type 1 warheads, because when they stage up, they size down. Probably firing them at the Keystone is a better idea than firing at the Solomon anyways. I think you could score a lot of hits on the Solomon that wouldn't be that effective. We have the Axford Brigade over here, moving around, popping shots. I don't know what the deal is with these beamstones, because they're just flying around,
The enemy secured Zone Atlas.
footloose and fancy free, and not really contributing and getting destroyed. It's unfortunate, because if they had grouped up and done like a long flank, they might have been very effective, or weaved through all these asteroids in the middle. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe those are both bad ideas. Because if you go around, then these that wound up over here are going to be able to see you and blast you out of the sky. And if you go through the middle, then you're just begging to get exploded. Like that. Exactly like that. Because this is sort of in the middle. It's easy to forget when you're in this view here that Pillars is big. It's a big open map with all the planetoid chunks around, making for effective cover. Hold on. Are these slamming into the wall? Oh yeah. Or running out of gas? I'm not sure what's happening actually. There's no way the collision on that is that bad. Chief's Eye. Totem and Chief's Eye. Okay, that's clever. I like that. So this battle over here is still going on. This voxel has moved a lot from down here. And is just putting the fire down the field. Doing work. Red team is up in points right now, but they're certainly down in firepower. Actually, they're not. That's right. Those two voxels in the middle got the hell beat out of them by the Solomon. Oh man, it's hard to remember who's who when both factions are the same. As suspected, I definitely couldn't have done this regularly when ANS versus ANS was the norm. I kept forgetting who's who. Red team firing off some more of those atlatls, which could be most interesting. All right, I won't zoom into those. Those don't sound nice. They can see him coming, obviously. The question is, are they going to have the PD to deal with it? 2 Auroras, 2 rebounds, 4 rebounds, and a AMM. I don't think it's going to be enough. Yep, nope. Not to Type 3 sprinters. Oh boy, especially if they've got their top speed cranked all the way up. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, very effective. Very effective. CIC is going down. CIC is dead. Actually, even though it's still redded out. I don't know how that works. Maybe because there's a DC team already in there. Maybe a recovery got auto-spent on it. I'm not sure. But it's not going down just yet. It's not dead. Olympus has not fallen. This boy, though, yeah, worst under is right. It's, yeah, I don't know what I can do with that name, actually. Nothing clever comes along. A few husks around. This is so much faster game than the ANS versus OSP. And it's got to be because of everything I've said earlier. Like, everybody prefers to kind of stand off and wait. And it makes sense. OSP is pretty ambush-centric. And the ANS also doesn't want to run into the ambush. So they're dancing a little more. But both of these groups want direct fights in this. Nice. Another clean hit on the moot. Looks like we're going in for here. Let's drop down. Oh, and he's getting beamed too. This is gonna mess. You're not a beam ship. There we go. 3-pack. A beam ship's getting close. You don't want to be firing at this. No. Well, that's fine, I guess. You'd be better off firing at this thing. God, these do so much damage and they look gorgeous. You don't really get to see the beams in action that much against the OSP because the beam stones rely pretty heavily on ambush, but the OSP is just better at ambushing than the beam stones are. So it's kind of a bad idea, like springing a trap on purpose so you get the drop on your opponent is, I don't know, it's asking to get shot in the mouth is what that is. Emu Civic. Okay. Weird void. Weird void, but okay. This is another beamstone that just isn't really contributing, which is unfortunate. But he's shooting. Technically. But the whole point, these are just delivery systems for that. That little boy right there, the fucking of death, which this one is currently being hit by. And if you're not angling to use those, there's almost no point in bringing them. So I think bringing 5 is the problem. There are too many. And so you can't micro every single one of them to be effective in the way that it needs to be microed. So instead, you wind up with a whole bunch getting half the attention they need all over the map, and as a result, dying without doing that much. I don't know if this is getting shot at or if they're still just bombing. Yeah, they're still just bombing the poor beam frigate. Oh boy, more rockets. Type 300s. And a hybrid, a like point blank almost hybrid. Nice. Good hit. Several more salvo fire torpedoes. Oh, those are beefy. And if your PD couldn't handle the Sprinter, they're definitely not going to be able to handle these. Oh! Well, I spoke too soon. The net's working, just not at 100%. Okay, only one got through. That was still an incredible hit. The drive and the reactor is 0% and on fire. All the DC teams are here making sure this doesn't explode. Good. Good handling of that. This guy manages his DC teams on his own, and that's really, really, really hard to do. I'm impressed. That was masterfully executed by both parties. A lot of respect for everyone, just everyone on this quadrant of the map right over here. I wish you could click and drag little boxes around. We have like a right click for boxes, and then keep the left click for rotating the map. Still a little fight going on over there, but it's cooled off some. Red team is just blasting the pants off of blue team over here on the side of the map. This Millen has surrendered. Million. Okay. Nice. I like that people are using their ship classifications and then naming them afterwards. That's really useful for them, to be sure. But it's also really handy for a spectator to, at a glance, guess what you're planning on doing with your ship. So, very nice. Big shout out to everyone who does that.
The enemy is securing zone Atlas.
Yeah, that Silent Striker over here and his missiles did a lot of work. It was not enough to carry the day. Blue got spanked pretty hard. Overall, Red's lost a few destroyers that weren't doing anything anyways. Which is, it's unfortunate that happened. Habitually red. So does this guy permanently, like, always choose red team? I don't know. That could be interesting. Just to be a weirdo. Oh, drive explosion. It's always fun to see. I prefer seeing it like this than in the direct combat view. Those things are way too bright. They make my eyes the owie. I think the game's pretty much over. We're just in the mop-up phase of things.
The enemy is securing zone Comet.
Spent a lot of time here at the tactical map this time around. Didn't spend as much time on the field looking at dudes. It wasn't really on purpose, but I hope people enjoyed it too. That of course presupposes that you enjoyed the other videos. Let me know if you just really want the on-the-ground ship exploding combat, or if you also appreciate the holistic overview of the game and the combat going on. Obviously, I'm gonna have to go to tactical map from time to time to keep an eye on what's happening in the game, because it's important to know what's happening in the game if you're trying to show people what's happening in the game.
The enemy secured zone Comet.
But yeah, if you care one way or the other, let me know in the comments. And that's the game. We're just waiting for blue team to finish surrendering here, so we can take a look at the AAR. I don't think it's gonna be that impressive. I'm really interested in this voxel. Is what I'm interested in. That's what I care about. I don't think anything else over here did that much, and pretty much everything over here just blasted and kept blasting, and that was kind of the end of it. Blue team just got overpowered. I thought it was gonna be a little more even. Unfortunately, it was not. That's okay. These things happen pretty commonly in a video game like Nebulous. I think you can get a momentum advantage and then just keep hammering and hammering and hammering your opponent. What is going on? Why are we waiting? This man does not want to give in. Even though he's getting completely farmed by these beams. Just getting deconstructed by lasers. There we go. I don't know what that was about. But okay. Well played. I agree. I think, and I was saying it earlier, I was overall impressed with everyone involved. Except for the 5 beamstones guy. Unused. 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 A little bit. Okay, this got a little damage out. Just a little tiny bit. And that also got some damage out. But nowhere near what they could have. Compare this to this group. Yeah. Way more damage. Almost. Now about half and half. And this actually did more of those missiles. No. Okay, the damage potential was more. Actual damage was close. Yeah, that's way more efficacious beams. Gotta keep that nose on your target and get in close and blow them to the end of the universe. Beam turret was pretty cool. And effective. Oh, right, this guy. What in the world did you bring to the party? Really? I am very surprised that so many got defeated. Considering 23,000 damage on a voxel is absolutely out of control. These were doing work, and it's just those, by the way. This is the only damage. This is the only offensive tool in his arsenal. 23,207 damage. Wait. Why is this more? I guess that includes overkilling. Whereas this might not. Good work. Very effective. Poor. It says poor, but 23k on this is, I think, pretty good. I don't know. Maybe my standards are low. Maybe the people who make this game are just a bunch of judgy meanie pants. Or maybe it's because, 3/4 of them missed. So, yeah. The efficacy of these was not exactly that high. Or the efficiency wasn't that high. But the efficacy was. So, that's a win in my book. I mean, did more than anybody else on his team by far. 0, nothing. Yeah, nothing for considering the size of those ships, nothing that is. And then this guy did less, but still added. Yeah. MVP of the match right here. And it was on the losing team. Because this team, good old team 2, did a good job of working together. But there wasn't any single dude who just saved the day over here. They all just fought well and won. That was cool. I enjoyed seeing an ANS mirror match. I'd like to see an OSP mirror match at some point and cast that for you. I'd like to see several. Same thing with the ANS. I mean, I just think all the potential matchups could be amazing. I'd also love to see a mixed fleet. I don't know how soon that's going to happen. People are pretty interested in the faction warfare side of things, which I respect. I understand. I am as well. but mixing the OSP and the ANS together on one team has the potential to completely and utterly annihilate the balance of the game. And I think that has potential to be very interesting. Obviously, it's not something you'd want to see all the time because it'd be ridiculous. But I think seeing one of those mixed matches from time to time would be really interesting. If anyone's interested in setting something like that up and having me record it and cast it, I would love to. I would love to participate in that. Just contact me either on Discord at Dargaribdus or comment in the video or I think that's it. Actually, yeah, those are the only ways you can contact me. So do one of those, and I would love to participate in something like that. I hope you guys enjoyed watching. Thanks for sticking around till the end. Good night.